The arrival of a new year brings a quiet feeling of possibility into the human heart. People all over the world wake up on the first morning of the year with thoughts about change, growth, and new beginnings. The calendar turns, and suddenly life feels like an open door waiting to be walked through. The year 2026 stands in front of you as a fresh chapter of your life story. Nothing about this year has been decided, yet no victories have been written and no failures have been recorded. Every moment of this year will be shaped by the choices you make and the actions you take. Many people pass through years without realizing their true potential. They wake up each day, repeating the same habits, following the same routines, and carrying the same doubts. Days become weeks and weeks become years, while dreams remain only thoughts inside the mind. But sometimes a powerful realization appears inside a person. A realization that life can change when a person decides to change. A realization that the future is not controlled only by luck or circumstances, but also by courage, discipline, and belief. This realization often begins with a simple idea. This year will be different. When someone truly believes that a year can become a turning point, something remarkable begins to happen. Energy returns. Hope becomes stronger. The mind starts searching for opportunities instead of excuses. The title 2026 is your year is not only a motivational phrase, it is an invitation to take responsibility for your life and to recognize the power that already exists within you. Every great achievement in history started with an ordinary person making an extraordinary decision. A decision to try again, a decision to work harder, a decision to believe. Even when success seemed far away, think about the people who transformed their lives through persistence and determination. Students who struggled in school but continued studying until they achieved their dreams. Entrepreneurs who faced rejection many times before building successful businesses. Athletes who trained through pain and failure until they reached the highest level of their sport. None of these journeys began with certainty. They began with belief, effort, and a willingness to continue. Moving forward, the year 2026 can become a powerful period of transformation for anyone who's ready to grow. It can be the year when new skills are learned, the year when confidence becomes stronger, the year when long-delayed dreams finally begin to take shape. This does not mean the year will be easy. Growth rarely happens without challenge. There will be moments of doubt, moments of difficulty, and moments when progress feels slow, yet those moments are often the very experiences that build strength and character. The purpose of this book is to guide the reader through a journey of reflection, action, and personal development. Each chapter will explore an important idea that can help turn this year into a meaningful chapter of life. You will discover the importance of vision, discipline, persistence, learning, and self-belief. You will see examples of people who changed their direction by choosing courage over comfort. And you will be reminded again and again that the power to shape your future already lives within you. As you read these pages, imagine that you are standing at the beginning of a long road. Behind you are the years that have already passed. In front of you lies the year 2026, waiting quietly for your footsteps. Every day of this year will ask you a simple question. Will you move closer to your dreams, or will you remain where you are? The answer to that question will not be decided by chance. It will be decided by your mindset, your actions, and your determination. So, take a moment to breathe and prepare your mind for the journey ahead, because the story of this year has not been written yet. And the most powerful truth of all is this: pen that will write the story is already in your hands, and 2026 can truly become your year. Chapter 1, the moment of awakening. Every great change in life begins with a moment of awakening. It is a quiet moment when a person suddenly understands that life cannot continue in the same way forever. It is the moment when the mind begins to see possibilities that were ignored before. For many people, this awakening comes after years of routine. Days pass in the same pattern. Wake up, go to work, return home, sleep, and repeat the same cycle again. Life moves forward, but the heart feels that something meaningful is missing inside every human being there exists. A natural desire for growth and purpose. People want to achieve something meaningful. They want to improve their lives, help their families, and become stronger, wiser and more confident. However, this desire often remains hidden under doubt, fear, and comfort. Many people tell themselves that change is difficult. Some believe that success belongs only to special people with rare talent. Others believe that their situation cannot improve because circumstances are too hard. The moment of awakening begins when these beliefs are questioned. Imagine a young man named Ahmed. Ahmed lived in a small town and worked in a small shop every day. He opened the shop early in the morning and closed it late in the evening. The work was honest, but the income was small, and the opportunities felt limited for several years. Ahmed accepted this routine without thinking deeply about the future. He believed that life would always remain the same. One evening after closing the shop, Ahmed sat outside and looked at the night sky. He thought about the years that had passed. He remembered the dreams he once had when he was younger, dreams of learning new skills, building a successful career, and helping his parents live a comfortable life. Suddenly, he felt a powerful question inside his mind. What if life could be different? This question was simple, but it carried great power because it opened the door to possibility. Instead of accepting his situation as permanent, Ahmed began thinking about what he could learn and how he could grow. He realized that the world had changed and knowledge was available everywhere through books, courses, and the internet. The next day, Ahmed decided to begin learning digital skills during his free time. At first, the process was slow and sometimes confusing. He made mistakes and often felt tired after a long day of work, but a moment of awakening had already happened. His mind had shifted from limitation to possibility. Week after week, Ahmed continued learning. Small improvements began to appear. His confidence grew, and new ideas started forming in his mind. After many months, he began offering simple online services for small businesses in his town. Slowly his work expanded and his income increased. Years later, Ahmed realized that his entire life had changed because of one simple moment. The moment when he asked himself whether life could become something more. This story reflects an important truth about personal transformation. Change rarely begins with dramatic events. It usually begins with a quiet realization inside the mind. The realization that time is moving forward. The realization that dreams deserve attention. The realization that effort today can shape a better tomorrow. When people reach this moment, they begin to see the world differently. Opportunities that once seemed invisible start to appear. Learning becomes exciting. Effort becomes meaningful. The year 2026 can become your moment of awakening if you choose to see it that way. Instead of allowing another year to pass in routine, you can decide that this year will be a turning point. A year when awareness becomes stronger and purpose becomes clearer. Awakening does not mean that life instantly becomes perfect. It simply means that the mind becomes open to growth. The mind is open. New ideas begin to enter. New goals begin to form. New habits begin to develop. This is how transformation begins. Every successful person experienced a moment when they decided to wake up from ordinary routine and begin pursuing a greater vision. Students who once struggled became scholars because they awakened to the importance of learning. Entrepreneurs who once worked ordinary jobs became business leaders because they awakened to the power of opportunity. Athletes who once felt weak became champions because they awakened to the strength that training could build. Same awakening is possible for anyone. You do not need perfect conditions to begin. You only need the courage to recognize that your life has potential waiting to be discovered. Look at the year 2026 as the beginning of a new awareness. A year when you choose to look honestly at your goals. A year when you begin asking powerful questions about the direction of your life. Year when you refuse to ignore the dreams that live quietly inside your heart. this awakening happens, something important changes inside your thinking. Instead of asking why life is difficult, you begin asking how you can grow stronger. Instead of focusing on limitations, you begin searching for solutions. Instead of fearing failure, you begin understanding that failure is part of learning. This shift in mindset may appear small at first, yet it creates powerful long-term results, because once a person awakens to their potential, it becomes impossible to return completely to the old way of thinking. New curiosity develops, new determination appears, new courage begins to guide decisions. In the beginning, the progress may seem slow, but each day of effort builds momentum. Small actions repeated with consistency create powerful outcomes over time. The moment of awakening is therefore one of the most valuable moments in a human life. It is the moment when the journey toward a better future truly begins. As you stand at the beginning of the year 2026, imagine that this moment of awakening is happening right now. Imagine recognizing that your life story is still being written. Imagine realizing that your choices during this year can influence the direction of many years to come. When a person accepts this truth, they begin living with greater awareness and intention. Days stop feeling meaningless, effort stops feeling pointless, dreams stop feeling impossible. Instead, life becomes a journey of learning, improvement, and purpose. This is the power of awakening. And this is why the beginning of a new year carries such great importance, because it reminds us that the future is not fixed. It is waiting quietly for the decisions we choose to make. And when you decide that this year will become a year of growth, courage, and determination, the moment of awakening becomes a first step toward a remarkable transformation, a transformation that can truly make 2026 your year. Chapter 2: The Power of Vision. After the moment of awakening, a new question naturally appears in the mind. Where am I going? Awakening shows a person that change is possible, yet vision gives direction to that change. Without vision, effort becomes scattered and progress becomes slow. A person who has no clear vision may work hard every day, yet still feel lost. Movement happens, but the destination remains unknown. Vision is the picture of the future that lives inside the mind. It is the ability to imagine the kind of life you want to create and the person you want to become. When a person develops a strong vision, daily actions gain meaning. Every step becomes connected to a larger purpose. Imagine a young woman named Aisha. Aisha grew up in a family that valued education, but financial struggles made life difficult. She attended school with determination, yet often felt unsure about her future. Many of her friends planned to leave school early and begin small jobs. Some told her that dreams were unrealistic and that life rarely changes. For a while, these voices created confusion inside her mind. She studied, but she did not know what she truly wanted to achieve. One day, her teacher asked the class to imagine their life 10 years in the future. The teacher asked every student to think about the kind of person they hoped to become and the impact they wished to create. That evening, Aisha sat quietly and began thinking deeply about her life. She imagined herself as a doctor, helping people in her community. She imagined caring for patients who had limited access to medical treatment. She imagined bringing hope to families who were suffering. This vision filled her heart with purpose. Suddenly, studying science was no longer just a school subject. It became a step toward the future she wanted to create. Each book she opened became part of a larger journey. Each hour of learning became an investment in the life she dreamed of building. The road was not easy. Exams were difficult, and financial challenges remained present. Sometimes she felt tired, and sometimes she felt discouraged, but the vision inside her mind continued to guide her forward. Years later, Aisha completed her medical education and returned to serve the community where she once lived as a student. With uncertain dreams, her life changed because a clear vision replaced confusion. This example reveals an important truth: vision transforms ordinary effort into meaningful progress. When a person sees a clear future in the mind, motivation becomes stronger. Discipline becomes easier and patience becomes more natural without vision. Many people drift through years without direction. They follow opportunities that appear randomly without asking whether those opportunities truly match their deeper goals. Vision acts like a compass guiding a traveler through a long journey. When travelers cross deserts, forests, or mountains, they rely on a compass to stay on the correct path. Without it, they may walk for many days in the wrong direction. Life works in a similar way. Vision keeps your efforts aligned with your purpose. Year 2026 offers a powerful opportunity to develop this clarity. Instead of allowing the year to pass without direction, you can choose to define what success means for you. Success may appear in different forms for different people. For some, it may mean building a successful career. For others, it may mean gaining education, improving health, supporting family, or creating a positive impact on society. Important point is that the vision must be meaningful to you. True vision does not come from copying the dreams of others. It comes from understanding your own values, passions, and hopes. When people chase goals that belong to others, they often feel empty even after achieving them. But when a vision grows from personal purpose, it creates deep satisfaction and lasting motivation. Developing vision requires reflection. It requires quiet moments when you step away from daily distractions and ask yourself honest questions. Kind of life do I want to create? What skills do I want to develop? What impact do I want my life to have on others? These questions may not produce instant answers, yet thinking about them begins shaping your future. Once a vision becomes clear, it begins influencing daily choices. A student with a vision for education will dedicate time to learning even when entertainment feels tempting. An entrepreneur with a vision for business growth will continue improving products, services, and strategies even when profits grow slowly. Vision does not remove obstacles, but it provides strength to face them when challenges appear. A person with vision remembers the larger purpose behind the struggle. Struggle becomes temporary, while the vision remains powerful. In 2026, many distractions will attempt to pull your attention away from meaningful progress. Social media, entertainment, and endless information can easily consume time and energy. Vision protects your focus. Your future is clear. You become more selective about how you spend your time. You begin choosing activities that move you closer to your goals, rather than activities that simply fill empty hours. Over time, this focused effort creates remarkable change. Small improvements repeated consistently throughout a year can transform skills, knowledge, and confidence. The difference between ordinary progress and extraordinary growth often lies in the clarity of vision, guiding each step. Imagine standing at the beginning of a long road. Without vision, the road appears confusing and uncertain. With vision, the road becomes a path leading towards something valuable. This is the power that vision brings into a human life. As you move through the year 2026, take time to strengthen the picture of your future. Allow yourself to dream about what is possible. Allow your mind to imagine growth, achievement, and meaningful contribution. Once that picture becomes clear, protect it with determination. Feed it with learning, discipline, and action. Because when a person carries a strong vision within the mind, even the most difficult journeys become possible. And step by step, that vision begins turning into reality. This is how a single year can become a powerful chapter of transformation. This is how the year 2026 can truly become your year. Chapter 3, the courage to begin. Vision creates direction, but courage creates the first real step. Many people dream about change and imagine a better future, yet they remain standing in the same place because they are afraid to begin. Beginning something new often feels uncomfortable. The mind begins asking many questions. What if I fail? What if people laugh? What if I try and nothing changes? These thoughts can become powerful barriers that stop progress before it even starts. However, every meaningful achievement in life begins with someone deciding to take the first step despite uncertainty. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. Courage means moving forward even when fear exists. Imagine a young man named Bilal spent many years thinking about starting a small online business. He had ideas and he had passion, but he also had doubts. He often told himself that other people were more talented. He believed that successful entrepreneurs had special advantages that he did. Not possessed because of these thoughts, he delayed his dream again and again. Weeks turned into months, and months turned into years. One day, Bilo noticed something important. While he was waiting for perfect confidence, many other people were already trying, learning, failing, and improving. He realized that confidence often grows after action, not before it. That realization changed his thinking. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, he decided to start with small steps. He created a simple online page and offered a few products that he believed people might need. At first, the results were slow. Some days, there were no customers. Some days he made mistakes in orders or communication. During those moments, doubt returned, and he felt the temptation to stop, but he reminded himself of the decision he had made. The decision to begin. Each challenge became a lesson. Each mistake taught him something valuable about business, customers, and patience. Slowly, his skills improved, his confidence increased, and his small business began attracting regular customers. Years later, Bilal often thought about the moment when he finally decided to begin. He realized that the hardest step had not been building the business. The hardest step had been overcoming the fear of starting. This lesson applies to many areas of life. A student who dreams of academic success must begin studying with discipline. A writer who dreams of publishing a book must begin writing words on an empty page. An athlete who dreams of strength must begin training even when the body feels weak. In each case, the first step may appear small, yet it carries great importance. Beginning breaks the barrier between imagination and reality. The year 2026 offers many opportunities to begin new journeys. Perhaps you want to learn a new skill. Perhaps you want to improve your health. Perhaps you want to start a project that has lived in your mind for a long time. The important question is not whether the journey will be easy. The important question is whether you will gather the courage to begin. Waiting for perfect conditions often leads to endless delay. Life rarely provides a moment when everything feels completely ready. People who achieve meaningful success usually start with imperfect conditions. They learn along the way and adjust their direction as they gain experience. Courage, therefore, becomes a powerful companion on the road of growth. It pushes a person beyond comfort and opens doors that once seemed impossible. In the beginning, progress may appear slow. Small steps may feel insignificant. Yet these small steps create momentum. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in personal development. Once movement begins, it becomes easier to continue moving. A person who studies a little each day eventually develops strong knowledge. A person who exercises regularly gradually builds physical strength. A person who practices a skill patiently eventually reaches mastery. All of this begins with the simple decision to start. Many years from now, people rarely regret the efforts they made in pursuit of their dreams, but many people regret the chances they never took. They wonder what might have happened if they had gathered the courage to try. The year 2026 does not ask you to become perfect overnight. It only asks you to begin learning, begin improving, begin building the future you imagine. Even if the first steps feel uncertain, they will lead you toward growth. Each day of effort will strengthen your abilities and expand your understanding. Eventually, the fear that once seemed powerful will appear small compared to the progress you have achieved. Courage grows through action, just as muscles grow through training. The more you practice courage, the stronger it becomes. One day you will look back and realize that the moment you decided to begin was one of the most important moments of your life, because that moment transformed a dream into a journey, and that journey gradually shaped the person you became. Let the year 2026 become the year when hesitation ends and courage begins. The year when ideas are no longer only thoughts inside your mind, but actions shaping your reality. When you gather the courage to take the first step, a path of transformation truly begins, and that path has the power to turn an ordinary year into a remarkable chapter of your life. A chapter that proves one powerful truth, that courage to begin can change everything. And that is how 2026 can truly become your year. Chapter 4. The strength of discipline. After awakening vision and courage, another powerful force is needed to continue the journey of success. That force is discipline. Discipline is the ability to continue working toward a goal, even when excitement fades and comfort calls your name. It is the quiet strength that keeps a person moving forward day after day. Many people begin the year with powerful motivation. They promise themselves that they will change their habits, work harder, and improve their lives. For a few days or a few weeks they feel excited and determined. But motivation alone does not last forever. Energy rises and falls like waves in the ocean. When motivation becomes weak, discipline becomes the force that keeps progress alive. Discipline means doing what is necessary, even when it is not easy. Imagine a student named Hamza. Hamza dreamed of becoming an engineer. He loved the idea of building machines and creating solutions that help people. However, the path toward this dream required long hours of study. Mathematics, physics, and technical subjects demanded patience and consistent effort. At the beginning, Hamza felt inspired by his dream. He studied with excitement and imagined the future he hoped to create. After some time, the work became more difficult. Some lessons were confusing, and some exams were challenging. During those moments, Hamza felt the temptation to relax and delay his work. Friends invited him to spend more time in entertainment, and distractions appeared everywhere. This was the moment when discipline became important. Instead of allowing temporary comfort to control his decisions, Hamza reminded himself of his long-term vision. He created a daily routine for study. Each day he dedicated specific hours to learning, even when he did not feel motivated. At first the routine felt difficult, but slowly the habit became natural. Day after day, his understanding improved. Complex subjects that once felt impossible began to make sense. Years later, Hamza completed his engineering degree and began working on projects that improved technology in his community. His success was not the result of a single moment of inspiration. It was the result of discipline practiced consistently over time. This story reveals an important truth about achievement. Great goals require consistent effort across long periods of time. Discipline builds the bridge between dreams and results. Without discipline, many dreams remain unfinished. People begin projects with enthusiasm, but abandon them. When challenges appear, discipline protects progress during those difficult moments. It reminds a person that meaningful success often grows slowly. Consider the example of an athlete training for strength and endurance. On the first day of training, the body may feel weak and tired, muscles may ache, and progress may seem small. If the athlete stops training, the body remains weak. But if the athlete continues practicing each day, strength begins to develop gradually. Weeks of training become months, and months of training build powerful ability. This transformation happens not because of occasional effort, but because of disciplined repetition. Life follows the same principle. A writer becomes skilled by writing regularly. A musician improves by practicing daily. A business grows through consistent planning and improvement. Discipline, therefore, becomes a reliable partner on the road toward success. It helps a person remain focused even when distractions are everywhere. The world today offers endless opportunities for distraction. Entertainment, social media, and constant information compete for attention every moment. Without discipline, time disappears quickly and important goals remain unfinished. When discipline becomes part of your character, you begin using time wisely. You begin organizing your days around meaningful activities, learning, improving health, developing skills, and building relationships that support growth. The year 2026 can become powerful when discipline guides your daily actions. Instead of relying only on temporary motivation, you can build habits that support your goals. Wake up with purpose. Plan your work. Dedicate time to learning and improvement. Even small disciplined actions repeated every day create powerful results by the end of the year. Imagine planting a small seed and watering it consistently. At first, nothing appears on the surface. Days pass, and the soil looks unchanged. But beneath the soil, the seed is growing roots and preparing to emerge. Eventually, a small plant appears, and with continued care, grows into a strong tree. Discipline works in a similar way. Efforts may appear small in the beginning, but they create deep foundations for future success as the year continues. Those efforts begin producing visible results. Confidence grows, skills improve, and opportunities begin to appear. Another important benefit of discipline is self-respect. When you keep promises to yourself, your confidence becomes stronger. You begin trusting your ability to follow through with decisions. This inner trust becomes one of the most valuable forms of strength a person can possess, because when challenges appear, you know that you have the ability to remain committed to your goals. In the journey of personal growth, discipline transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. It teaches patience, perseverance, and responsibility. These qualities shape character and open doors to opportunities that might otherwise remain closed. As you continue through the year 2026, remember that success rarely arrives suddenly. It grows quietly through daily effort, repeated with discipline. Each morning gives you a new chance to practice this strength, to work on your goals, to improve your knowledge, to move one step closer to the life you imagine. Over time, these steps create a powerful journey, a journey where dreams slowly transform into achievements. And when you look back at the end of the year, you will realize that discipline was the force that carried you forward, the force that turned ordinary days into meaningful progress, and the force that helped transform 2026 into a year of growth, success, and personal victory. Chapter 5, The Habit of Learning. One of the most powerful ways to transform a year into a period of growth is through learning. Learning expands the mind, opens new opportunities, and strengthens the ability to solve problems. The world is constantly changing, and the people who continue learning are the ones who move forward with confidence. Those who stop learning often feel left behind as time passes. Learning is not limited to classrooms or schools. It is a lifelong journey that continues in every stage of life. Books, experiences, conversations, and challenges all become teachers when a person chooses to learn from them. Imagine a young woman named Fatima worked in a small office where her tasks were simple and repetitive. Every day she completed this same work and returned home feeling that her abilities were not growing. One evening she began thinking about the future. She realized that if she continued the same routine without learning new skills, her life might remain unchanged for many years. Instead of accepting this possibility, she decided to begin learning new knowledge after work. First, she started reading books about communication and personal development. Later, she began learning computer skills and digital tools that were becoming important in modern workplaces. The beginning was not easy. After a long day at work, her mind sometimes felt tired. There were moments when relaxing seemed more comfortable than studying, but she remembered her purpose. She wanted to build a better future, and learning was the path toward that goal. Each night, she dedicated a small amount of time to studying and practicing new skills. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Slowly, her confidence increased and her abilities expanded. One day, a new opportunity appeared in her company. The organization needed someone who understood modern digital systems and communication tools. Because Fatima had spent months learning these skills, she was ready when the opportunity arrived. She applied. for the position and successfully moved into a better role with greater responsibility and higher income. Life improved not because of luck, but because she chose the habit of learning this. Example shows how powerful learning can be when a person commits to continuous improvement. The future begins to open in unexpected ways. Knowledge creates flexibility and adaptability. It allows a person to adjust when industries change and new technologies appear. In the year 2026, information and knowledge are more accessible than ever before. Courses, books, lectures, and educational resources exist in many forms. A curious mind can explore almost any subject with dedication and patience. However, access to knowledge alone is not enough. The important step is the decision to learn consistently. Some people collect information without applying it. Others learn actively by practicing, reflecting, and using knowledge in real situations. Active learning creates real transformation. Consider a young man named Zane who wanted to become a skilled programmer. At the beginning, he felt overwhelmed because programming languages appeared complex and difficult. Instead of giving up, he began learning step by step. Each day, he studied a small concept and practiced writing simple code. At first, his programs were small and sometimes filled with mistakes, but each mistake taught him something valuable. Weeks passed and his understanding deepened. Months passed and he began building larger projects. Eventually, he developed applications that helped local businesses manage their work more efficiently. His journey from confusion to competence happened through continuous learning. This is the power of persistence in education and skill development. Learning builds confidence because it replaces uncertainty with understanding. When people know how to solve problems, they face challenges with calm determination. Learning also expands creativity. New knowledge connects with existing ideas and produces innovative solutions. Many successful inventors, scientists, and entrepreneurs built their achievements through curiosity and study. They asked questions, explored possibilities, and refused to stop learning. The same approach can transform any year into a powerful period of growth. In 2026, you can choose subjects that strengthen your future. You may study professional skills that improve your career. You may learn about health, fitness, and well-being. You may explore creativity through writing, art, music, or design. Each new skill becomes a tool that expands your ability to shape your life. Learning also improves communication and understanding of the world. When people read widely and study different perspectives, they develop empathy and wisdom. They become better leaders, better friends, and better members of society. Another important aspect of learning is reflection. Knowledge becomes powerful when a person thinks deeply about what has been learned and how it can be applied. Reflection turns information into wisdom. At the end of each week, you can ask yourself simple questions. What did I learn this week? How can I use this knowledge to improve my work and life? These reflections strengthen the habit of learning and guide future efforts. By the end of the year, the results of consistent learning can be remarkable. A person who studies a little each day can gain hundreds of hours of new knowledge within 1 year. Skills that once seemed difficult become natural. Confidence grows and new opportunities begin appearing. The mind becomes sharper, more creative, and more prepared for challenges. When learning becomes part of daily life, growth never stops. As you move through the year 2026, remember that every day offers a chance to learn something valuable. Each book, each lesson, each experience adds another piece to the foundation of your future. Over time, these pieces build a powerful structure of knowledge and ability, a structure that supports your dreams and strengthens your journey toward success. And through this continuous habit of learning, you will discover that the year 2026 becomes not only a year of effort, but a year of remarkable personal development and achievement. Chapter 6: The Power of Persistence. Every meaningful journey in life requires persistence. Persistence is the strength that allows a person to continue moving forward even when the road becomes difficult. Many people begin their goals with excitement and strong motivation. They feel inspired by new ideas, and imagine the success they want to achieve. But sooner or later, challenges appear, progress becomes slow, mistakes happen, and results may not arrive as quickly as expected. During these moments, many people stop trying. They believe that failure means the dream was impossible. However, the truth is very different. Failure is not the end of the journey. It is often the beginning of learning and improvement. Persistence is the decision to continue even after disappointment. Imagine a young man named Khalid. Khalid dreamed of becoming a successful writer. He enjoyed creating stories and sharing ideas with others. One day, he decided to send his writing to several publishers. He hoped that someone would appreciate his work and help him publish a book. After waiting for many weeks, the responses arrived. Every publisher rejected his work. For a moment, Khaled felt discouraged. He wondered if his dream was unrealistic. Many people would have stopped at this point, but Khalid decided to learn from the experience. He carefully read the feedback from publishers and began improving his writing style. He studied books about storytelling and practiced writing every day. After several months, he sent his work again. Once again, the answer was rejection. This time, the disappointment felt even heavier, but he reminded himself that progress requires persistence. Instead of quitting, he continued practicing, improving, and rewriting his stories. Years passed and his skills became stronger with each attempt. Finally, one publisher recognized the quality of his work and offered him the opportunity to publish his first book. That book became popular and opened many doors for his career. When people later asked Khalid about the secret of his success, he gave a simple answer. He said that success arrived because he refused to stop trying. This story reveals an important truth about persistent. Success often appears after many attempts. People usually see the final achievement, but they rarely see the long period of effort that came before it. Scientists invent new technology after many failed experiments. Athletes win championships after years of intense training. Entrepreneurs build successful companies after learning from multiple setbacks. Persistence turns temporary failure into valuable experience. Persistence. Every challenge appears like a wall that blocks the path. With persistence, every challenge becomes a lesson that strengthens the journey. Year 2026 will also bring moments when persistence becomes necessary. You may face difficult exams, challenging work situations, or personal obstacles. During those moments, your determination will decide whether you move forward or give up. It is important to remember that progress rarely happens in a straight line. Sometimes improvement is slow. Sometimes results remain invisible for a long time, but effort continues, working quietly beneath the surface. Think about a farmer planting seeds in a field. After planting the seeds, the farmer does not immediately see the plants growing. Days pass, and the soil still looks empty, yet beneath the ground, the seeds are developing roots and preparing to grow. If the farmer stopped caring for the field, the plants would never appear. But if the farmer continues watering and protecting the soil, the plants eventually rise and begin to grow. Persistence works in the same way in human life. Effort may not show immediate results, but continued effort builds strength, knowledge, and skill. One day, the results begin to appear, and the long period of persistence becomes visible. Success. Another important aspect of persistence is patience. Many people expect quick success and become discouraged when progress takes time. True growth requires patience because meaningful skills and achievements develop gradually. Patience allows a person to remain calm during slow progress and continue working toward the long-term goal. In the year 2026, you can practice persistence in many areas of life. You are learning a new skill. Continue practicing even when mistakes happen. If you are building a career, continue improving even when recognition is slow. If you are improving your health, continue training even when results appear small. Each day of effort builds momentum. Persistence also strengthens character. It teaches resilience, courage, and confidence. When you overcome challenges through persistence, you begin trusting your ability to face future difficulties. This inner strength becomes one of the most valuable qualities A person can develop because life will always present challenges, but a persistent person knows that challenges can be overcome. Through continued effort, as the months of 2026 pass, remember that success is often closer than it appears. Many people stop trying just before the moment when results would have arrived. Persistence carries you beyond that point. It pushes you through moments of doubt and keeps your vision alive when the year finally reaches its end. You may look back and realize that persistence made the difference between an ordinary year and an extraordinary one. It was persistence that kept your goals alive. When motivation faded, it was persistence that turned mistakes into lessons. It was persistence that slowly transformed effort into achievement. And through this powerful strength, the year 2026 becomes not just another year of time passing, it becomes a year of determination, growth, and remarkable personal victory. Chapter 7. The influence of mindset. Every action a person takes begins with a thought. Thoughts shape decisions, and decisions shape the direction of life. Because of this, the mindset a person carries becomes one of the most powerful forces in determining success or failure. Mindset is the way a person thinks about challenges, opportunities, and personal ability. It is the inner voice that interprets every situation and gives meaning to experiences. Two people may face the same situation, yet respond in completely different ways because their mindsets are different. Imagine a young man named Tariq and his friend Hamid both applied for the same job. After several interviews, both of them received the same answer. The company decided not to hire them. Hamid immediately felt discouraged. He believed that rejection meant he was not capable of achieving success. Instead of trying again, he began thinking that opportunities were limited and that effort would not change his future. Tariq experienced the same rejection, but his thinking was different. Instead of viewing the situation as proof of failure, he treated it as a learning experience. He asked himself what skills he could improve and how he could prepare better for the next opportunity. Spent time improving his communication skills and gaining more knowledge related to his career field. A few months later, another opportunity appeared. Because Tariq had worked on improving himself, he performed better and eventually secured a strong position in a respected company. Difference between Tariq and Hamid was not intelligence or talent. The difference was mindset. Mindset determines whether a person sees challenges as obstacles or as opportunities for growth. A negative mindset often focuses on limitations. It creates thoughts such as "this is too difficult," or "I cannot do this," or "success is only for others." These thoughts slowly weaken motivation and reduce effort. A positive, growth-oriented mindset focuses on possibilities. It creates thoughts such as "this is challenging, but I can learn," or "mistakes will teach me," or "progress is possible with effort." These thoughts encourage action, persistence, and improvement. The year 2026 can become powerful when you develop a mindset that supports growth and determination. This begins with awareness of your thoughts. Every day your mind produces many ideas and beliefs about yourself and your future. Some of these thoughts may encourage progress, while others may create doubt. When you recognize negative thinking patterns, you gain the power to change them. Instead of saying "this is impossible," you can ask "how can I improve?" Instead of saying "I am not good enough," you can say "I am still learning and growing." This shift may appear small, yet it has a strong influence on behavior and results. Mindset also affects the way people respond to failure. People with a fixed mindset believe that ability is permanent. When they experience failure, they often think that it proves their limitations. People with a growth mindset believe that ability can develop through learning and practice. When they experience failure, they see it as information that helps them improve. This perspective encourages resilience and persistence. Consider the story of a young athlete named Usman. Usman loved playing football and dreamed of joining a professional team. During early training sessions, he struggled with some techniques and often made mistakes during matches. Some teammates teased him and suggested that he might never reach a high level. If Usman had accepted these comments with a negative mindset, he might have stopped playing. Instead, he adopted a growth mindset. Believe that skill improves with practice and dedication. He trained longer, practiced his weak areas, and asked experienced players for advice. Over time, his performance improved dramatically. His determination eventually earned him a place in a competitive team where he continued developing his talent. His progress happened because his mindset allowed him to believe in improvement. Same principle applies to many areas of life. Students who believe that intelligence can grow through study often achieve better results. Entrepreneurs who believe that challenges bring learning continue building their businesses. Despite setbacks, mindset becomes the foundation of personal transformation. Another important element of a strong mindset is gratitude. Gratitude helps a person recognize positive aspects of life even during difficult times. People focus only on problems. Their energy becomes heavy and negative. When people also notice blessings, opportunities, and lessons, their energy becomes more hopeful and constructive. Practicing gratitude does not mean ignoring challenges. It means balancing awareness of difficulty with appreciation for progress and opportunity. As the year 2026 unfolds, you will face many situations that test your thinking. Some moments will be exciting, while others will feel challenging. Your mindset will influence how you respond to each situation. If you train your mind to look for growth solutions and learning opportunities, every experience becomes valuable. Begin seeing life as a journey of development rather than a series of obstacles. This perspective brings strength during difficult moments and humility during successful ones. Over time, your mindset shapes your habits, decisions, and achievements. It becomes the invisible force guiding your path. When the year reaches its end, you may realize that one of the most powerful transformations happened inside your own thinking. Your mindset became stronger, more hopeful, and more resilient. Through this change, you discovered that the way you think influences the way you live, and with a powerful mindset guiding your actions, the year 2026 truly becomes a year of progress, confidence, and meaningful success. Chapter 8: The value of time. Time is one of the most valuable resources in human life. Money can be lost and earned again. Opportunities may disappear and return in new forms. But time once passed never returns. Every person receives the same 24 hours in each day, yet the results people achieve with those hours can be very different. Some people use their time to learn, grow, and build their future. Others allow time to pass without purpose until years disappear without meaningful progress. Understanding the value of time can transform the way a person lives each day. Imagine a young man named Salman had many dreams about success and a better life. He wanted to improve his career, support his family, and develop new skills. However, his daily routine was filled with distractions. After finishing work, he spent many hours watching entertainment, scrolling through social media, and postponing important tasks. Days passed quickly, and at the end of each week, he felt disappointed because he had not moved closer to his goals. Evening, Salman looked at the calendar and realized how quickly the year was passing. He began thinking about how many hours he had spent on activities that did not improve his future. This realization created a powerful change in his thinking. Instead of allowing time to control his life, he decided to begin controlling how he used his time. He created a simple plan for his day. After finishing work, he dedicated a few hours to learning new professional skills. He also reserved time for exercise. Reading and planning his future entertainment did not disappear from his life, but it became balanced with productive activities. First, the change felt difficult because old habits are comfortable, but after several weeks, the new routine began. Feeling natural as months passed, Salman noticed significant improvements. His knowledge increased, his confidence grew, and his work performance improved eventually. These changes helped him earn a promotion that improved his financial stability and personal satisfaction. This transformation happened because he learned to respect the value of time. Management is not about filling every moment with work. It is about making conscious choices about how each hour is spent when people use their time wisely. They create space for both productivity and rest, refreshes the mind and body, while focused effort moves goals forward. Key is balance guided by awareness. Consider the example of a student preparing for important exams. If the student spends every evening in distraction, the exam results may become disappointing. But if the student organizes time carefully, there can be hours for study and hours for relaxation. This balanced use of time supports both success and well-being. The year 2026 contains 365 days. Each day contains 24 hours. Each hour contains 60 minutes of opportunity. These moments may appear ordinary when viewed individually, but when they accumulate, they form the foundation of an entire year of lives. Small actions performed consistently during these hours create remarkable outcomes. Reading a few pages every day can complete many books in 1 year. Practicing a skill for 1 hour daily can develop strong expertise over time. Saving a small amount of money regularly can build financial security. All of these achievements begin with simple respect for time. Another important aspect of time is presence. Many people spend their days thinking about past mistakes or worrying about future problems, while reflection and planning are useful. Excessive worry steals attention from the present moment. The present moment is the only time when action is possible. By focusing on what can be done today, a person begins building progress. Step by step. Yesterday cannot be changed, and tomorrow is not guaranteed, but today offers real opportunity. People become aware of this truth. They begin using their time more carefully. Start asking meaningful questions. Is this activity helping me grow? Is this conversation meaningful? Is this moment being used in a way that supports my future? These questions guide decisions and gradually improve the quality of daily life. The year 2026 can become powerful when you treat time as a precious resource. Instead of allowing hours to disappear without purpose, you can choose activities that build your future. Learning, developing health-strengthening relationships, and working toward meaningful goals. At the same time, remember that time spent with loved ones, creating memories, and enjoying life also has deep value. True success includes both achievement and meaningful experiences. Time is respected. Life becomes more intentional. Days gain direction, and months begin showing visible progress. At the end of the year, you may look back and realize how much can change when time is used wisely. Skills improve, opportunities appear, and confidence grows. The simple decision to value time transforms ordinary days into building blocks of success. And through this awareness, each hour of 2026 becomes an opportunity to move closer to the life you want to create. A year where time was not wasted, but invested in growth, purpose, and meaningful progress. Chapter 9. The importance of resilience. Life is full of unexpected events, challenges, and setbacks. No matter how carefully a person plans, there will always be moments of difficulty. Resilience is the ability to recover from setbacks, adapt to change, and continue moving forward. It is not about avoiding problems, but about facing them with strength and determination. Every successful person experiences failure, disappointment, and difficulty. The difference is that resilient people do not allow obstacles to define their future. Imagine a young woman named Noor started a small business selling handmade products. At first, she was full of energy and excitement. During the first few months, she faced many challenges. Some shipments were delayed, customers were dissatisfied, and profits were low. The difficulties could have made her stop. Many people in her situation would have given up, but Noor chose a different approach. She studied her mistakes carefully. She learned about better ways to manage her business. She found new suppliers and improved her customer service. Slowly, her business began to grow, customers returned, and her reputation improved. Years later, her business became well known in the local market. Noor often reflected on the early struggles and realized that these challenges taught her important lessons about patience, problem-solving, and perseverance. Resilience works in every area of life. A student facing difficult exams develops resilience by continuing to study even when results seem slow. An athlete develops resilience by training consistently even after losing matches. An employee develops resilience by improving skills after mistakes at work. Challenges are not obstacles to success, but opportunities to grow stronger. Resilience is built through experience. Every time a person overcomes difficulty, they gain confidence in their ability to handle future challenges. It also strengthens patience and emotional stability. Resilient people remain calm under pressure and make thoughtful decisions. Even when situations are stressful, the year 2026 will bring moments that test resilience. Projects may fail, plans may change unexpectedly, health or financial issues may appear. During those moments, your response will determine whether the year becomes one of growth or frustration. Resilience allows you to face these moments with courage and a learning mindset. It helps you find solutions instead of focusing on problems. Think of a river flowing toward the ocean rocks, and obstacles appear in its path. A weak stream may stop or divert aimlessly. A strong, resilient river adapts its path, flows around obstacles, and continues toward its destination. People can develop the same quality. Resilience also requires self-care. A person cannot continue moving forward if their mind and body are exhausted. Balancing effort with rest, reflection, and recovery strengthens resilience. Another important aspect of resilience is hope. Hope provides the vision that encourages action, even in difficult times. When people maintain hope, they continue searching for opportunities. They continue taking steps toward goals. They refuse to accept defeat as final. Many people give up just before success appears. Resilient individuals continue because they believe in progress. In 2026, you can cultivate resilience by facing challenges with patience, learning from mistakes, and maintaining hope. Every obstacle becomes a teacher. Every difficulty becomes a chance to improve. Every setback becomes a stepping stone toward achievement. Over time, resilience transforms how you experience life. It allows you to navigate uncertainty with confidence. It builds character strength and determination. It turns obstacles into opportunities for growth. When the year ends, you may look back and realize that resilience was one of the most important factors shaping your journey. It was the force that kept you moving when motivation faded. It was the strength that turned challenges into lessons. It was the determination that allowed you to continue striving for your vision. Through resilience, the year 2026 can become not just another passage of time, but a period of profound growth and personal achievement. A year where difficulties strengthened character and persistence created meaningful progress. Chapter 10. The impact of relationships. No person achieves success entirely alone. Humans are social beings, and the people around us influence our thoughts, actions, and outcomes. The quality of relationships plays a vital role in personal growth, achievement, and happiness. Supportive relationships provide encouragement during challenges. They offer guidance when decisions feel difficult. They celebrate successes and provide perspective when disappointments occur. At the same time, negative relationships can drain energy. They can introduce doubt, discourage effort, and distract from meaningful goals. Understanding the impact of relationships allows a person to choose connections that strengthen growth. Imagine a young woman named Lila had dreams of starting a creative business, but often felt discouraged by her family. Some relatives told her that starting a business was too risky and that she should focus on a safer path while Lila allowed their doubts to influence her decisions. She delayed action and felt frustrated because she could not move forward. One day, Layla began seeking mentors and friends who supported her vision. She joined online communities of creative entrepreneurs. She found people who encouraged learning from mistakes, celebrated small achievements, and offered practical advice. This shift in relationships transformed her mindset. She felt motivated to take action. She learned new strategies and gained confidence. Her business slowly began growing. Layla's example shows how relationships influence results. Positive relationships provide feedback and guidance. They also offer emotional support that sustains effort through challenges. Negative relationships, on the other hand, often amplify fear and doubt. They encourage procrastination and limit the imagination. The year 2026, you can actively shape the quality of your relationships. Seek people who inspire you. Connect with those who have achieved what you aspire to. Surround yourself with individuals who practice discipline, resilience, and growth. These connections become sources of motivation. They expand your perspective. They provide advice that can prevent mistakes. They encourage perseverance during difficult moments. It is also important to nurture relationships with family and close friends. These bonds create emotional stability and support. They remind you of purpose and provide comfort during times of uncertainty. Relationships are not only about receiving support, but also about giving it. Helping others learn, grow, and succeed strengthens character. It creates networks of trust and mutual benefit. It encourages collaboration and shared growth. Think of relationships as a garden. Some plants need nurturing and attention. Some plants grow strong and healthy. Others may wither if ignored or neglected. The people you choose to spend time with are like the plants in your garden. Positive influences strengthen your energy and motivation. Negative influences drain resources and slow progress. Being aware of this allows you to make intentional choices about where to invest time and energy. The year 2026 offers opportunities to expand networks and strengthen meaningful connections. Attend events, engage in communities, reach out to mentors, and support others in their journeys. Every relationship can become a source of learning and encouragement. Over time, these positive connections multiply benefits. They open doors to opportunities. They provide knowledge and advice that may otherwise take years to acquire alone. They create a network of support that sustains you through challenges. As the year ends, you may look back and realize that relationships played a crucial role in your growth. The guidance, encouragement, and support from positive connections made progress easier. They helped you face challenges with confidence. They celebrated your successes and reinforced your vision through the power of relationships. The year 2026 can become a year not only of personal achievement, but also of meaningful connection, collaboration, and shared success. A year where the people around you amplify your efforts, inspire action, and make your journey toward goals more rewarding and fulfilling. Chapter 11. Embracing change. Change is one of the few constants in life. The world is constantly evolving, and circumstances rarely remain the same for long. Opportunities and challenges often appear unexpectedly. The ability to embrace change determines how successfully a person navigates life. Many people resist change because it feels uncomfortable. They prefer familiar routines, even if those routines limit growth. They fear uncertainty and worry about possible failure. However, resisting change often leads to stagnation. Those who refuse to adapt miss opportunities and remain in the same place while others move forward. Embracing change means accepting that life is dynamic and preparing to adjust when necessary. It is a mindset that turns uncertainty into opportunity and challenges into lessons. Imagine a young man named Imran. Imran worked in a company where technology and processes were rapidly evolving. At first, he resisted learning new tools. He preferred the methods he knew and felt confident using. He thought adapting would be too difficult. Over time, he noticed colleagues who embraced new methods performing better and gaining recognition. Imran realized that resisting change could limit his growth. He decided to learn the new tools, attend training sessions, and explore innovative methods. The beginning was challenging. Mistakes happened, frustration appeared, and progress was slow. Yet his decision to embrace change gradually improved his skills. He became more efficient and was soon entrusted with important projects years later. Unran recognized that the willingness to adapt transformed his career. Those early efforts to accept change created opportunities that would have been impossible otherwise. This story highlights a critical truth. Change is inevitable, but growth is optional. The choice is whether to resist or embrace the forces that shape life. The year 2026 will bring many changes in personal, professional, and social life. Opportunities may require learning new skills or exploring unfamiliar paths. Challenges may require altering plans or adjusting goals. When you embrace change, you turn uncertainty into progress. You become flexible, creative, and capable of navigating unpredictable circumstances. Consider a student named Zara. She planned to study one subject at university, but discovered new areas that excited her more. Instead of sticking rigidly to her initial plan, she explored the new fields, adjusted her goals, and embraced the new direction. Her willingness to change opened doors to passions and opportunities she had never imagined. Embracing change also builds resilience and courage. It strengthens the ability to face unexpected situations. With confidence, it reduces fear and allows a person to focus on solutions rather than problems. Change often begins with small steps, learning a new skill. Shifting a routine or exploring a different perspective can start a larger transformation over time. The cumulative effect of these small changes can be profound. They lead to growth that might not have been possible without willingness to adapt. Another important aspect of embracing change is letting go, sometimes personal habits. Limiting beliefs or unproductive routines must be released to make room for growth. Holding on to the old out of comfort or fear can prevent progress. Recognizing what no longer serves your goals is an essential part of adaptation. The year 2026 offers countless opportunities for positive change. By remaining open, flexible, and willing to adjust, you increase your chances of success and personal fulfillment. Every experience, challenge, or unexpected event can become a stepping stone when approached with openness. Change stops being a threat and becomes a tool for building the future. At the end of the year, embracing change will allow you to look back and see transformation skills learned, goals adjusted, relationships improved, and personal growth achieved. When a person learns to embrace change, 2026 becomes not just a year of events, but a year of evolution, learning, and new possibilities. A year when flexibility and courage open doors that would have remained closed if fear had held sway. Chapter 12. The Role of Gratitude. Gratitude is a simple yet profoundly powerful practice. It is the habit of noticing the positive aspects of life and appreciating the blessings, opportunities, and lessons that each day brings. Gratitude does not ignore challenges or difficulties. Instead, it provides balance and perspective, helping a person remain positive and motivated. Even when life feels hard, many people focus on what they lack or what is not going well. This mindset creates frustration, stress, and distraction. When the mind constantly emphasizes problems, energy is drained and progress slows. Gratitude shifts the focus from scarcity to abundance. It teaches that even in difficult circumstances, there are aspects of life that provide hope, growth, and satisfaction. Imagine a young woman named Sana worked long hours in a job she did not love. She often felt stressed and unhappy. Noticing only the pressures and difficulties of her daily routine, one day, a friend suggested keeping a gratitude journal. Each evening, Sana would write 3 things she was grateful for during the day. No matter how small at first, it felt awkward. Some days she struggled to identify even small positives. With time, however, her perspective began to change. She noticed the support of her colleagues, the warmth of family, and moments of personal learning that previously went unrecognized. Her Mindset shifted from frustration to appreciation. This shift gave her emotional strength, improved her focus, and even inspired creative solutions to problems at work. Gradually, Sana began taking small steps toward a better career. She applied for courses to improve her skills and sought opportunities that aligned with her passion. Practice of gratitude strengthened her resilience and motivation. It reminded her that despite challenges, her life had value, and potential gratitude works in every aspect of life. It deepens relationships. Because expressing appreciation strengthens bonds, it improves mental health. Because the mind focuses on positives instead of dwelling on negatives, it enhances personal growth. Because gratitude fosters optimism, patience, and a solution-oriented mindset even in times of failure or disappointment. Gratitude allows a person to see lessons and opportunities. A failed project becomes a chance to learn. A difficult relationship becomes an opportunity to develop empathy and patience. A setback in health or finances becomes motivation to adjust strategies and improve. The year 2026 offers countless moments for practicing gratitude. Each day contains small gifts, conversations, learning experiences, progress toward goals, moments of kindness, and personal achievements. By acknowledging these moments, you strengthen mental resilience and create a mindset that attracts more positivity and opportunity. Consider a young man named Asif. Asif wanted to improve his physical health and energy. He focused only on how weak he felt and how far he had to go. He became frustrated and often gave up after learning the practice of gratitude. He began recognizing the small progress he made each day. Even walking a short distance or completing a simple exercise became a moment to appreciate. He celebrated consistency rather than perfection over time. Asif's motivation increased, his discipline strengthened, and his health improved. Gratitude transformed the way he approached challenges. Gratitude also multiplies success when a person appreciates progress. They are encouraged to continue working toward goals. Recognition of effort, no matter how small, fuels perseverance and determination in the journey of making 2026 your year. Gratitude acts as a foundation. It complements vision, discipline, courage, and persistence. It reminds you of the opportunities already present. It highlights the lessons. In every experience, it nurtures patience during difficult times at the end of the year. Gratitude allows you to reflect on growth and achievements with clarity and joy. It transforms ordinary experiences into meaningful milestones. It reveals how much progress can be achieved when you appreciate every step of the journey through the practice of gratitude. 2026 becomes more than a collection of days. It becomes a year of perspective, positivity, and meaningful progress. A year where appreciation strengthens every effort and amplifies every success. Gratitude turns challenges into lessons, effort into growth, and every moment into a step toward the life you want to create. Chapter 13, Taking Responsibility. One of the most powerful steps toward personal growth is learning to take full responsibility for your life. Responsibility is the recognition that your choices, actions, and mindset shape your present and future. It is the understanding that while external circumstances influence life, the ultimate control lies within you. Many people spend years blaming others for their struggles. They say that circumstances are unfair, opportunities are limited, or other people are holding them back. While these factors exist, focusing only on blame prevents action. It keeps a person stuck in frustration. Waiting for change to happen from the outside. Taking responsibility is different. It is the decision to stop blaming, stop waiting, and start acting. It is the choice to control what you can, learn from what you cannot control, and move forward despite challenges. Imagine a young man named Fahad. Fahad often felt frustrated because he had not achieved his career goals. He blamed the economy, his boss, and lack of connections for his situation. Each day he felt powerless and complained to friends and family about how life was unfair. One day, Fahed realized that while some factors were indeed outside his control, his own actions had the greatest impact on his future. He decided to take responsibility for his skills. Mindset and daily effort. Fahed began developing new professional skills, attending workshops, networking, and improving his work performance. Instead of waiting for opportunities to appear, he created them by taking initiative. Over time, his career improved, and he gained promotions that had previously seemed impossible. His transformation happened not because circumstances changed immediately, but because he took responsibility for what he could control. This shift from blame to action allowed him to create real progress. Taking responsibility also strengthens self-confidence. When you accept that your decisions shape your results, you gain control over your life. You stop feeling like a victim and start seeing yourself as a creator of your own destiny. Responsibility extends beyond personal achievement. It influences relationships, health, and financial well-being. By taking responsibility for communication, behavior, and actions, relationships improve. By taking responsibility for health and habits, energy and vitality increase. By taking responsibility for finances and planning, security and opportunity grow. In the year 2026, adopting responsibility can transform ordinary challenges into opportunities for growth. Instead of blaming circumstances, focus on what you can do today instead of waiting for the perfect conditions. Act with what you have instead of avoiding accountability. Face mistakes, learn, and adjust. Consider a young woman named Miriam. Miriam struggled with time management and often felt overwhelmed by tasks. Instead of blaming her busy schedule or family demands, she decided to take responsibility for her planning and priorities. She created a daily routine, prioritized important tasks, and set achievable goals. Her stress decreased, her productivity increased, and she began achieving milestones she had long postponed. Responsibility also encouraged problem solving. When a person acknowledges that their actions influence outcomes, they become proactive. They seek solutions, explore options, and take initiative rather than waiting for change to happen. This proactive mindset multiplies results and builds resilience, even in the face of setbacks. A responsible person finds ways to continue moving forward. Taking responsibility is not a burden. It is a path to freedom. By recognizing that your efforts, decisions, and mindset have power, you gain the ability to shape your future. You become less dependent on luck, circumstances, or the approval of others. The year 2026 offers countless opportunities to practice responsibility. Each decision, each habit, each action contributes to building the life you want. When you take ownership of your choices, the year transforms from a passive passage of time into an active journey of growth and achievement. Every effort becomes meaningful. Every challenge becomes a lesson, and every success becomes a result of your commitment. By embracing responsibility, 2026 becomes a year where you stop waiting for change, stop blaming circumstances, and start creating the life you envision. A year where your actions, mindset, and choices define your progress. And every step toward your goals is guided by your own deliberate effort. Chapter 14. Setting meaningful goals. Goals are the bridge between vision and action. They give direction to effort and create measurable milestones for progress. Without goals, even the most disciplined effort can become scattered and ineffective. Setting meaningful goals requires clarity. It is not enough to say, "I want to be successful," or "I want to improve." Goals must be specific, realistic, and aligned with your vision for the future. Imagine a young woman named Hina. Hina wanted to improve her health, advance in her career, and develop her creative skills. At first, she simply thought about wanting to do better. She joined a gym, bought books, and tried to work harder at her job. But without clear targets, her efforts were inconsistent, and results were slow one day. Hina decided to set specific goals. She aimed to exercise for 30 minutes. 5 days a week. She planned to complete 2 professional courses by the end of the year. She set aside 1 hour every evening for creative practice. This clarity transformed her approach. Every day she knew exactly what to focus on. Progress became visible, and small achievements fueled her motivation. Goals also provide accountability. When you define what you want to achieve, it becomes easier to track progress. You can celebrate milestones and adjust strategies when needed. Meaningful goals are also connected to purpose. A goal that resonates with your deeper values creates motivation that lasts. For example, Hina's exercise goal was not just about fitness, it was about feeling confident, energetic, and capable. Her professional goals were not just about promotion. They were about acquiring skills that aligned with her long-term vision setting. Meaningful goals also requires flexibility. Sometimes circumstances change or new opportunities appear. Rigid goals that do not adapt to evolving conditions can cause frustration. For instance, if Hina discovered a new creative opportunity that aligned better with her vision, she adjusted her schedule and priorities. This allowed her to maintain momentum while pursuing what truly mattered. Another essential aspect of goal setting is breaking large objectives into smaller, actionable steps. A goal to improve health, for example, becomes manageable when divided into daily exercise, nutrition planning, and rest routines. A career goal becomes actionable when broken into learning modules, networking efforts, and performance milestones. This step-by-step approach reduces overwhelm and keeps motivation high. It transforms distant dreams into practical actions that can be achieved gradually. The year 2026 offers an ideal opportunity to set clear, meaningful goals. Take time to reflect on your vision, identify what matters most, and write specific objectives. Prioritize goals that align with your values, growth, and long-term aspirations as you work toward each goal. Remember that progress is often gradual. Consistency and persistence matter more than speed. Small daily actions compound into significant achievements over time. Consider a young man named Omar. Omar's goal was to learn digital marketing. Instead of expecting instant mastery, he created a plan to study one topic each week and practice applying concepts in real projects. After months of consistent effort, his knowledge and skills grew, and he was able to secure freelance projects that eventually led to a full-time career opportunity. Goals transform ambition into actionable steps. They provide clarity, accountability, and purpose. They convert dreams into reality when combined with discipline, persistence, and continuous learning. By the end of 2026, setting and pursuing meaningful goals can turn the year into a period of remarkable growth. Every step taken toward these goals strengthens confidence, skills, and vision. When you align effort with clear objectives, 2026 becomes not just another year, but a year of measurable progress, achievement, and personal transformation. A year where vision, courage, and action converge to produce results that shape the life you desire. Chapter 15: Overcoming Fear. Fear is one of the strongest forces that holds people back from reaching their full potential. It appears in many forms: fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, or fear of making mistakes. While fear is natural and serves to protect us in dangerous situations, it often becomes a barrier in personal growth and achievement. Many people spend years avoiding challenges because they feel afraid. They hesitate to pursue dreams, speak up, or take risks. They remain in familiar routines because uncertainty feels safer than potential failure. Overcoming fear does not mean eliminating it completely. It means taking action despite feeling afraid. It means acknowledging fear and moving forward with courage, and determination. Imagine a young woman named Amina dreamed of public speaking. She believed that sharing her ideas could inspire others and create opportunities. However, the thought of standing in front of an audience filled her with anxiety. Her heart would race, and self-doubt would convince her to avoid any opportunity to speak for months. She avoided workshops and events. She told herself she was not ready and waited for a perfect moment that never arrived. One day, a friend encouraged her to start small. Amina agreed to give a short talk to a small group of colleagues. Her hands trembled, and her voice shook, but she completed the talk. The experience was uncomfortable, but it was also empowering. Amina realized that fear did not have to control her actions. Each time she practiced speaking, the fear became smaller, and her confidence grew. Months later, she delivered a presentation to a larger audience. What once seemed impossible became achievable by confronting fear gradually. She developed a new skill, built confidence, and expanded opportunities. Fear often disguises itself as caution, while caution is necessary. Fear becomes destructive when it prevents action toward meaningful goals. It can make small risks appear overwhelming. It can convince a person that failure is permanent, rather than a lesson overcoming. Fear begins with awareness. Recognize what you are afraid of and why. Ask yourself whether the fear is based on real danger or imagined outcomes. Challenge the negative thoughts that exaggerate risk. Another powerful strategy is taking incremental steps. Facing fear in small, manageable doses gradually reduces its power. Each step forward reinforces courage and strengthens belief in personal ability. Consider a young man named Bilal. Bilal wanted to start a business but feared financial loss. He began by creating a small online service with minimal investment, even though he worried about failure. He tested ideas on a small scale. With each small success, his confidence grew, and he gradually expanded his business. Overcoming fear also requires reframing failure. Failure is not proof of inadequacy. It is feedback. It shows what needs improvement and provides opportunities for learning. When fear of failure is replaced with curiosity and determination, a person becomes willing to take calculated risks. This willingness opens doors to new experiences, knowledge, and achievements. The year 2026 will present opportunities that require courage. Fear may try to stop you from applying for a new position, starting a new project, or speaking your truth. By recognizing fear, taking small steps, and reframing failure, you can move forward despite anxiety. Over time, overcoming fear strengthens character and resilience. It increases confidence, expands comfort zones, and creates a sense of empowerment. Actions that once seemed impossible become achievable. Dreams that were once distant begin to take shape. By the end of 2026, confronting fear can transform not only your skills and achievements, but also your mindset. You will realize that fear is not a permanent barrier, but a challenge that can be navigated. Each courageous action compounds into growth, progress, and opportunity through consistent practice. The year 2026 becomes a year of courage, action, and personal empowerment. A year where fear is acknowledged, but never allowed to stop you from moving toward your vision and creating the life you desire. Conclusion: the journey through vision, courage, discipline, learning, persistence, mindset, time, resilience, relationships, change, gratitude, responsibility, goal setting, and overcoming fear paints a clear path for making 2026 a transformative year. Each chapter represents a key principle that shapes growth and success. Vision provides direction. Courage ignites action. Discipline maintains momentum. And learning fuels continuous improvement. Persistence ensures progress despite setbacks. Mindset frames challenges as opportunities. And valuing time allows maximum impact. Resilience helps recover from difficulties. Strong relationships amplify growth. Embracing change opens new doors. And gratitude strengthens positivity and motivation. Taking responsibility empowers action. Meaningful goals transform ambition into results. And confronting fear releases hidden potential when combined. These principles create a life that is intentional, focused, and productive. They allow ordinary days to build extraordinary results. They turn challenges into lessons, and efforts into achievements. They transform hesitation into action and dreams into reality. The year 2026 is not just another calendar of days. It is an opportunity to take control of your life, to act with purpose, to embrace growth, and to shape the future you desire. It is a year to start, persist, learn, adapt, and celebrate progress. It is a year where choices, actions, and mindset align to create transformation. Every day of 2026 offers a chance to apply these principles. Each decision becomes a building block. Every effort, no matter how small, compounds into meaningful results. By the end of the year, you will not only see growth in skills, knowledge, and achievements, you will also experience a deeper sense of confidence, resilience, and fulfillment. 2026 can be your year, because success is not a matter of chance. It is the result of deliberate choices, consistent effort, and the courage to act. When vision meets action, when discipline meets persistence, when mindset meets opportunity, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Take the lessons from this journey and apply them every day. Let 2026 become the year you begin without hesitation, grow without limits, and achieve without excuses. A year where your potential becomes visible, your efforts produce tangible results, and your life moves closer to the vision you have always imagined. The year 2026 is yours to shape, to conquer, and to transform. It is the year to make every day count, to live intentionally, and to create a future that reflects your dedication, courage, and determination. The end.
Kindly subscribe to my channel.